Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1957 Smith Corona Silent Super vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. The color is Star Mist Blue, and it might look a little greenish depending on the lighting and the camera focus. There's also a seafoam green color, and this is the bluer of the two. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. And above that are the margins. You just push them down and move them like this and set them. I'm going to set this left one around 2 or 3 and the right one around 75. That's about the length of a page. You just want to make sure that they're in between those paper fingers up front, or else you get stuck on them. And this is the paper support arm that flips up from the back. And this is the paper bale that sits on top. It's got 3 adjustable rollers. So you got 3 adjustable rollers plus a paper finger on each side. That's when you know you're dealing with a luxury Smith Corona. Gives that nice support to hold the page down for the nice print. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. Hit the slide space, gets you back to the beginning. It skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have it on single. But if you want double, you just flip that switch back. It skips 2, 1 more, it skips 3. That works good. We're going to keep that on single for now. And finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line to switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side here. Flip it all the way down to the bottom. It prints the bottom portion of the ribbon when you have it in the middle. It doesn't print any ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When you have it up top, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black. We're going to move that down for red. Beautiful typing machine. Very nice condition for its age. We're going to move that color back to black. This model is the 3rd upgrade, or maybe even 4th. You got the Smith Corona Sterling. You got the Clipper. So I think it goes Clipper, Sterling, Silent, and then Silent Super. So this is the top of the line when it comes to this model. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side here. You flip it forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easier, load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page, or else it won't load correctly. We're going to put this down for now. And you might be asking, it's not very silent, is it? No, but it is quieter than your average typewriter. It's much quieter than the Clipper and the Sterling. And that's just kind of a brand. They started with noiseless, and then everybody kind of just spun off and just started branding everything that's a little bit more quiet as a silent or noiseless or quiet deluxe or whatever have you. Shift on each side and shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. And by the way, there's no typewriter that's actually silent or noiseless, but they just by the brand is just quieter than your average typewriter. And the noiseless is the quietest you can get. So if you see a noiseless typewriter, the patent is used in multiple brands. So if you see one, they all have the same patent, which is the quietest you can get. Backspace on the left works good. Tab on the right. Right now we should have 1 tab set right there in the middle. To clear that, hit the CL button. So now we don't have any, but there's one there too. Let's get the CL on that one. CL on that one. Now we don't have any, so we're going to set one right in the middle by hitting the set button. And when you hit that tab, it goes to that spot. And I like to set one in the middle on all my typewriters, so when you hit that tab button, it doesn't go all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter. MR below that stands for margin release. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that will block you from printing. If you hit that MR button, it will allow you to go all the way to the end, or until you get stuck on that paper finger that might stop it. Open the hood, all the brand new ribbons loaded on the left, so it's pulling to the right. If you want to switch that direction, this little lever right above the backspace, push it up, it'll pull counterclockwise to the left, push it down, pulls clockwise to the right. That works good. We got the touch control right above the keyboard on the left side here. The farther right you go, the less tension there is when you hit the keys. The farther left you go, the more tension. You do have to hit the keys harder for them to print, but they do respond faster. I like it on low myself. Carriage release on each side. It's got the nice metal carriage releases on this model. The later models will have a hard plastic one that break all the time. So if you need one of those, check my shop out. I 3D print those. And this is your carriage lock. You lift it up, it'll release the carriage automatically and then set right in the middle, so when you have it in a case, it doesn't bang around causing damage to your knobs or your escapement. And the escapement are the gears that allow the carriage to advance just one space whenever you hit the keys. Also, a cool little fact is when you flip this panel back and put up the paper bell, there's a lever right on the inside here, and if you lift it up, and easier if you pull out this knob here I'll show you what that does later. It'll release the platen so you can get in there and clean it out or do maintenance, and it just kind of slots right back in and pops right back in like that. And then when you get to the side here, this is the line space disable, so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You push in that knob, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is one space. You pull it out, disables it again. This allows you to get to an exact spot on the page. And there's the same concept with this lever here. On the inside, you push that down, it'll disable the spacing. You push it up, you get the clicks. And one last function is the page gauge, which is right in here. This allows you to gauge the bottom of the page when you're getting close to the bottom. You got a set side and an end side, so you want to set it right below 11, right there. So when you load the page, you push it, you put it right there where that line is on the set side, and then when you load the page, it'll feed through. And then when you're getting close to the end, you'll see on the end side 2. That's 2 inches towards the end of the page, and then 1 inch, and then that's the end. So that's what that does. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.